Imagine standing in the Egyptian desert at dawn. The sky glows pink over the ruins of Thebes, and suddenly, an eerie melodic hum rises from a colossal statue. It's not the wind, and it's not your imagination. For centuries, this statue was said to sing to the rising sun, a sound so haunting that Roman emperors, poets, and mystics traveled across continents just to hear it. Was it a miracle, a natural phenomenon, or could it have been the voice of a spirit, an ancient guardian, or even a trapped soul, still lingering in stone? The origins of the Colossus. The Colossi of Memnon are two enormous seated statues of Pharaoh Amenhotep III, built around 1350 BCE to guard his mortuary temple near modern-day Luxor. Each statue is nearly 60 feet tall and carved from quartzite sandstone brought hundreds of miles to the site. Originally, they stood as silent sentinels to the realm of the dead, marking the pharaoh's eternal connection to the gods. And in Egyptian belief, such colossal monuments weren't just art. They were vessels, potential homes for spirits, gods, or protective forces. Whatever the builders intended, the statues would become far more than stone. The song begins. In 27 BCE, a powerful earthquake struck the region, cracking the northern statue. After that, something strange began to happen. As the sun rose over the Nile, the statue would emit a faint, haunting tone, like singing, some said, or a whisper carried on the wind. It became a ritual event. People gathered at dawn, waiting for the stone to speak. To the Egyptians, this wasn't just noise, it was an omen. Was the spirit of Amenhotep awakened? Or perhaps a desert jinn disturbed by the quake? Some even said it was the pharaoh's Ka, his soul, crying out to be remembered. Memnon and the Romans. The Greeks and Romans interpreted the voice through their own lens. They believed the statue was Memnon, the Ethiopian prince killed in the Trojan War, and son of the dawn goddess Eos. To them, the sound was Memnon greeting his mother each morning. This story fit neatly with the dawn ritual, but what if the Romans were only half right? Some Egyptologists believe the Memnon legend may have masked older Egyptian spiritual beliefs tied to rebirth and the rising sun. To the locals, the statue's cry may have been a sacred moment when the underworld briefly touched the land of the living. Science versus sorcery. Modern scientists often explain the sound as a product of physics, the cool desert air and the cracked stone reacting to the morning sun, expanding and releasing trapped air or tension. But even today, the exact acoustic mechanism isn't fully understood. Could it have been a coincidence that only this statue sang? Or was there something unique in its construction? Or perhaps something spiritual locked inside? The Egyptians weren't strangers to using sound and stone in their temples. Some have even theorized the statue was intentionally designed to awaken under certain conditions. Magic? Maybe. But perhaps their magic was just a science we still don't understand. When the spirit fell silent. In the 3rd century CE, Emperor Septimius Severus ordered repairs to the statue, hoping to restore it. Ironically, the repair work sealed the cracks and silenced the voice forever. The spirit, it seemed, had been bound again. The statue has never made a sound since. To the Romans, the miracle had ended. But to others, it was as if something ancient had been disturbed, briefly freed, and then entombed once more. The silence that followed was almost more eerie than the sound itself. Tourism and temples of mystery. The Colossus of Memnon became one of the ancient world's greatest attractions. Travelers came not just for the story, but for the experience. Over 100 graffiti inscriptions still remain, carved into the statue's legs by Roman nobles, generals, and mystics. Some call it the world's first paranormal hotspot. Whether they believed in science or spirits, visitors were compelled by the idea that something in that statue was alive. And in Egypt, land of mummies, curses, and sacred architecture, the line between natural and supernatural was always thin. Today, the Colossi of Memnon sit in silence under the Egyptian sky. Tour buses come and go, and tourists snap photos, unaware that one of these stone giants once sang to the rising sun. Was it a trick of physics or a spirit bound in stone? In ancient Egypt, those two ideas weren't necessarily in conflict. Maybe the ancients knew something we've forgotten, that sometimes the stone does remember, and that even the dead may still have something to say.